Hi, I'm Jaime Spencer, Executive Vice President for Local Media at Magid. I'm joined today with Katie Larson, who's the VP of our Brand Strategy and Innovation Group. We want to talk about where broadcasters fit in this post-linear landscape. Obviously, linear television makes up a substantial portion of our revenue, but when we look at how consumers are getting information, engaging with local media brands, we have to start thinking about it beyond just linear and where all these other pieces fit. We've done some research recently. We've done a bunch of digging to really understand what this means from the consumer perspective. There's really two key things that we want to talk about here. It's really about how you're using your platforms, how you're using your brand. So, Katie, when you think about working with your clients, making them relevant in their local markets and seeing how they're using all their platforms, what's most important for you? What are consumers telling you?
The thing I think it's really important for our clients to understand is that this idea that there are digital news consumers and then TV news consumers really just doesn't hold up. It doesn't reflect our consumers and who we're targeting. If they're seeking out news, particularly local news, every platform is fair game. And we really need to be thinking about them from that perspective. It's not using one platform to get a very specific audience. Every news consumer can be a TV viewer, a streamer, an app user, a YouTuber. They're using all of the platforms together. So it's really important that our clients have smart strategies on each one to engage them in all of those places.
Yeah, Katie, in fact, our recent research looks at how people use platforms to get local news and information. It was a little surprising to see just how broad the usage is, wasn't it?
Yeah, the audience is really fragmented across platforms. Millennials in particular are using a lot of different sources. There's not one source that they really go to and say that this is their preferred source and the primary way they're getting it. They're all over the place, and we've got to engage them there.
Yeah, and that particularly relates to streaming, doesn't it?
It does. The majority of news consumers are now also streamers. The majority of streamers are streaming local news in some way, whether it's on mobile, connected TV, or another platform. They are getting this content that way. So really being in this space, being easy to find is really important.
Sure. And once they find you, you have to have a compelling message and really be connected to the market. And some of the new work we're doing is really demonstrating where the opportunity is. The idea of advocacy is nothing new to a local broadcaster. It's something that we've talked about for a long time, but the definition of advocacy is really evolving, particularly from the perspective of the millennial. In fact, while the traditional advocacy content we think about, scams and ripoffs, holding our politicians accountable, it's all really important. They're also telling us just being out in the market, being a part of the community is really critical in engaging with that brand. They want to see you out there volunteering. They want to see their reporters out there in the field, aside from standing next to the mic flag or standing next to the camera. And really important to think about, how am I engaging my market beyond simply content? The other thing that we really look at is in that world where we have to engage in the local market to be truly local. What is our affiliation? What does our brand mean? In fact, this recent research we've done shows that while there's a lot of further exploration to be done and a lot of other impacts here, the average consumer would be more likely or believes they would be more likely to watch a station that does not have a network affiliate than one that does. So, really interesting to see how the landscape's shifting there. We also see that from an ownership brand perspective, don't we, Katie?
We do. If they both feel like they know who the ownership is, they're going to be more likely to want to engage with brands that they think align with their ideals. So thinking about how, you can position your ownership to really be to your benefit, I think is really important.
Absolutely. Well, lots to think about for broadcasters as they're attacking this post-linear space. We're always happy to talk with our clients. We're happy to talk with anyone about it. So you can reach out to either of us at first initial last name at magid.com, and we hope you do.